Hi Yogi, welcome to Yoga with Alina, and today we're going to have a super fun 30-minute power vinyasa flow. I'm not using any props for this one, but if you want to grab some, by all means go for it. Make sure that you're ready, and I'll see you on the mat in just a few moments. We're going to start this practice in child's pose, and I'm going to give you a choice if you want the knees together or if you want your knees apart. That's going to be up to you. I like my knees to be apart, and if that's the case for you, then stretch the arms all the way forward. If you have your knees together, probably hands by your sides, it's going to be a little bit more comfortable. And once you find your space on the mat, just like always, we're going to bring ourselves into this space first. Start by bringing more and more awareness to your body, your mind, your thoughts, any sensations, feelings, emotions. What is happening for you right here, right now, in this moment? Start noticing your breath. And begin deepening that. And start creating beautiful ocean-like sounds, sending the air up and down the back of the throat, in and out through the nose. And as you're activating your Ujjayi breath, notice how it changes the emotions, the feelings. The entire practice, it really encourages you to keep that awareness of the constant change that is happening within your body. And commit to the next 30 minutes of getting to know yourself. With your next inhale, you're going to walk the hands over to the right. If the hands were by your sides, then straighten them out and do that. And again, you can decide for yourself if you want it to be passive, you can just relax here. If you want to activate it a little bit more, you can first of all go a little bit further to the right. And another thing I love doing is to kind of push through the right hand and almost drag the left hand back. The hands are not going to move, it's just the intention. We're going to do another breath here. And with your next inhale, walk the hands over to, well, first to center and then over to the left, getting into the right side body. Try to match whatever you did on the other side, not in terms of sensations, that might change, but in terms of your intention. If you were passive, keep it passive here as well. If you were activating it, do that here as well. Feel that right side body opening up. And the next inhale, you're going to walk the hands back to center. And we're going to stay here for another couple of breaths to set up an intention for this practice. Why are you here? What brought you to the mat today, and what is it that's going to keep you here the entire practice? Very personal question. Once you've done that, we're going to start lengthening forward. Start walking the hands further forward. Keep the hips on top of your heels. As you're lengthening forward, draw the shoulder blades down the back, the shoulders away from the ears. And when you feel that there's absolutely not a chance you can go further without lifting your hips up, that's when you're going to lift up the hips and come into your tabletop. We're going to adjust the tabletop. The hands come underneath your shoulders, knees are under your hips. And then with me, inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, push away from the ground and puff up your spine. Let's do this again. Inhale, open up. And exhale, you're going to round and curl. Last one, inhale. And exhale, you're going to push away from the ground. Hold it for just a second longer than before. Separate the shoulder blades a bit more. And the next inhale is going to bring you back to your neutral spine. You're going to keep pushing away from the floor, though. Try to keep the shoulder blades separated. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees off the ground a couple of inches. This is still a down dog, well, not a down dog, a tabletop shape with your knees at about 90-degree angle. We're going to take another breath here. And then keep the knees bent at about 90-degree angle and push the hips back and up, coming into your turbo dog. Once you get there, lift the heels even higher up. Imagine you're doing a toe stretch, and imagine that the chest is going to touch the thighs. Probably not happening, but you're trying.
Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, straighten the right leg and sink the right heel down towards the ground. This is a shorter version of the downward facing dog. So if the right heel touches the floor, and it might, then you're going to start lifting the right toes off the ground. And from here with me, inhale, lift the right heel, bend the right knee again. Exhale, straighten the left leg and sink the left heel down towards the ground. Same thing, if the heel touches the floor, you're going to lift the toes up. Keep pushing the hips back and up the entire time your shoulders are engaged. And we're going to inhale and lift the left heel back up, bend the left knee again. Exhale, straighten both legs, pigeon toe your feet a little bit. Same thing, if the heels are touching, the toes are lifting. I know you start feeling your shoulders right about now, but stay with me. We're not staying here for much longer. Keep the legs straight. Inhale, lift just the heels off the ground. Exhale, drop the heels and the hips over to the right to get into the left side body. Should feel pretty good. We're simply intensifying what we started in the child's pose. Keep pushing the hips back and up, and we're going to go to the other side. Inhale, lift the heels back up. Exhale, drop the heels and the hips over to the left, getting into the right side body. Same exact thing. There's still an upside down V shape happening. There's still weight in the right hand. It's just that you're feeling the stretch going down the right side of your body, the rib cage, all that good stuff. Inhale, lift it back. Exhale, you're going to sink the heels down closer to the floor. And from this one, baby steps, you're going to walk the feet forward, coming to meet your hands. Try to heel to your feet all the way to the top. There's never any rush in these practices. And once you get to the top, shake out the upper body, bend and straighten your legs. You can shake your head yes and no. You can do whatever you need to do here. And we're going to find stillness. Bring the hands behind your head, clasp the hands together, very slowly start rolling yourself all the way up to standing. Vertebra by vertebra, your hands behind your head are the weight, the reminder that the head is coming up the last. And once you get to the top, you're going to release the arms by your sides and close your eyes to dust in a mountain pose. Check in with yourself. The body, the breath, the mind, the intention, all that. Maybe even rock a little bit forward and back, just noticing the balance. You might need it in this practice, just a little spoiler alert. And we're going to find stillness right in the center again. With me, inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Right and grabs the left wrist, put up and over to the right, look up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift you back up. Switch the grip and go over to the other side. You're going to look up again. Good, inhale, back up. Exhale, hands behind the tailbone, clasp the hands together, reach the knuckles down, press the hips forward, send the chest up. And we're going to keep the hands exactly as they are. Inhale, lifts you up. Bend the knees, cascade your body over your thighs. Let that one fist you created fall over your head. And from here, we're going to bend the right knee. Once you bend the right knee, the right shoulder will come a little bit closer to the right knee, and you'll start looking towards the left side of the room. Let that happen. That's going to highlight the stretch on the left side. It's a good thing. And we're going to go to the other side, straighten the right leg and bend the left knee. Same thing, the left shoulder is going to come a little bit closer to your left knee. You're looking towards the right side of the room the entire time. Can you try and keep the heels of your palms together, touching? And we're going to come back to center. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop the hands underneath the shoulders, shake it out. We're bringing more engagement into this forward fold. Hands on the shins, blocks our floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper, pull the chest in closer to your thighs. We'll do this again. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold a little bit further. One last time here. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, step back, coming into your high plank with the shoulders over the wrist, the heels on top of your toes. You're pushing away from the ground. We're going to try to separate the shoulder blades, and this is how we're getting into our vinyasas together. Now from here with me, inhale, push the shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in, halfway down, holds. Inhale, upward facing dog, open up the heart. Exhale, roll back, coming into your downward facing dog. You're going to push the hips back and up. Take a few moments here. Now, this is a true length downward facing dog. Do not walk your feet in closer. Do not walk your hands in closer. You should be perfect. Yes, the heels will probably not touch the ground, but that's okay. You can bend and straighten your legs a couple of times. And we're going to do this thing that I do quite often in my practices, so you might have done it with me before. We'll flow through this vinyasa 3 more times right now, and then until the end of the practice, vinyasas are going to be optional. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Then next inhale, lift the heels and round yourself forward, coming into high plank through a very fluid motion. And then exhale, chaturanga, elbows frame and the ribcage holds. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, you're gonna roll back, downward facing dog. We have 2 more together. Inhale, lift the heels and round yourself forward, high plank pose. Make it a feel-good transition for yourself. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, upward face. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Somehow by the third vinyasa, I always lose the count. Last one, inhale, bring yourself forward. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. We're pushing the hips back and up. Taking a few breaths here. Again, bend and straighten your legs. You can go for it. Any movement, as long as you're aware of the movement, is completely welcome in this practice. And from this downward facing dog, the right leg is going to go up to the ceiling. Any movements with the right leg, whatever comes to your mind, you can explore that. Circle out the hip flexor, bend and straighten your leg, circle out the ankle. You know exactly what you want to do. Listen to yourself. Close your eyes. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. Doesn't matter what you did last time around. Just feel. And the next inhale, straighten the right leg up to the ceiling. Open up the hip, point the toes. Exhale, you're going to squeeze the right knee in and up, touch your nose here as much as possible. I never joke about that part. Step the right foot between the hands. Left knee goes down to the floor. Melt the chest over the right thigh. Allow the weight of your entire body to open up the hips. We're going to stay here for a couple of moments. Just letting ourselves be. Make sure front knee and ankle are in one line. And we'll move a little bit more here. Inhale, chest comes up a little. Exhale, hips are sinking tiny bit lower. Good, let's do this again. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one, inhale. You're going to hold it here. Keep the left hand down, right arm reaches up. As you're twisting, the back knee stays down for now. Squeeze the right knee in towards the midline and push down to lift a little bit higher. Imagine I'm standing behind you. I'm pulling you up to the ceiling. Nothing changes. Keep the twist. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee off the floor. Simple twist. Keep the bend in the front knee. Tends to straighten here, but keep it bent as much as possible. And we're going to keep the body facing the right side of the room. Drop to the outer blade of the back foot. This is where the fun begins. And then bring the right toes to face the side of the room as well. We're going to take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower the hips down. They don't have to go all the way down, just as much so that you can feel the right outer glutes. And then inhale, lift yourself back up as you're doing it. Start straightening the right leg. Exhale, lower down. We'll do it a couple of times. Inhale, lift back up as you straighten the right leg. You'll start feeling your right T bend. Let's do it one last time. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, you're going to lift back up. And as graceful as possible, step that right foot on top of your left, coming into your side plank. Now you can do any variation of a side plank that you want, but if you also want to throw in a back bend into this practice, you're going to step the right foot behind you and lift the hips up, coming into dancer's bridge. Reach that right hand towards the front of the room. If you're going for the heart opener, open up the heart. How much more can you do this? And we're going to take another breath here. And if you're in the back bend, you're going to step back into your side plank pose. We never skip any steps. And I'm going to challenge us all on this one. Inhale, lift the right foot off the left. Exhale, right hand goes down, but the right foot stays lifted, three-legged plank. And from here, three-legged vinyasa is optional. I promise you they will be. If you're taking, the right foot doesn't touch the ground. But if you're not taking it, you're going to simply push back and up, coming into down dog split again. This time, let's keep the hip closed. You're going to flex the right foot and make sure the right toes are facing the floor. And you can still send the leg pretty high up if flexibility allows you to, but make sure the toes are still facing the floor. We're spinning the hip down. Let's take another deep inhale. Exhale, your right knee is coming in and up. Touch your forehead this time. You've already touched the nose, no fun there. Step the foot between your hands. Left toe spins down to the floor, 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift yourself up, coming into your warrior one. Now forcefully push the left hip forward. The right hip is going back, the left hip is going forward. Your body's facing the front of the room completely. You're going to open up the heart again, bend the elbows, send the chest up. The gaze is up if the balance is good, and make sure the bend in the front knee is still there. Lower the hands behind the tailbone, clasp the hands together, reach the knuckles down. You're going to bend the knee even more. And then keeping the hands as they are, inhale, lift you up. Exhale, right shoulder inside the right knee. We're going to let that one fist we created with the hands to fall over the head. And then send the left shoulder further forward, just like you did with that left hip. Keep the bend in the front knee. I know you started feeling that leg. I definitely feel it right now. Imagine you're pulling yourself up, or someone is pulling you up through your hands right now. You're going to lift up halfway, creating a beautiful diagonal line from the back heel to the crown of the head. Spin the back heel off the mat. You're going to keep the arms as they are, bend the back leg, and fly. Float into variation of a warrior 3. Wow, my balance is all off today. But once you catch the balance just like I did, you're going to create a beautiful capital letter T out of your own body. And when you feel ready to work on your hip position, spin the left toes down to face the floor. The gaze is a little bit in front of you so that you're going to keep the chest lifted. Wherever you're looking is where the chest is going. Remember about that. And let's do another breath here. The next inhale, one strong movement. You're going to lift yourself up, coming to standing, and then release the arms by your sides. Close your eyes to Dasana mountain pose. Let's catch a breath here really quickly. Come back to stillness. Come back to that awareness. What is happening? Notice the difference between the right and the left side. And we're going to have to match that. So with your next inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, fold down the midline. With me, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold a little further. One last time, inhale, halfway up. As you exhale, step back, coming into your high plank with the shoulders coming over the wrist, the heels on top of your toes, and you have 2 options. You can simply push the hips back and up, meeting me in the downward facing dog, or you can move through another vinyasa. I'm going for a vinyasa. If you're going for it as well, go at your own pace with your breath. Remember to synchronize the breath and the movement. This practice is nothing without a breath. I always say it. And then once you arrive into downward facing dog, you have a couple of breaths to just explore. Again, you can bend and straighten your legs here. You can do whatever comes to your mind or body naturally. You have another breath. And with your next inhale, left leg is going to go up to the ceiling. Any movements with the left leg, whatever comes to your mind, you're exploring that. You can circle out the hip flexor, you can bend and straighten your leg, you can circle out the ankle. You don't have to worry about matching the sides in terms of this movement. I promise you that's my job, to match the sides. You're just being in the moment with this one. And the next inhale, straighten the left leg up to the ceiling, open up the hip on the toes. Exhale, you're going to squeeze the left knee in and up, touch your nose here as much as you can. Step the foot between your hands. Right knee goes down to the floor. Melt the chest over the left thigh. Make sure front knee and ankle staying in one line. If you need to wiggle the front foot further back or send the back knee further back, do that. It's really hard to just step into this pose. Keep in mind I do this all the time. So that's why I make it look easy, but it's really not. If you need to wiggle around, wiggle around. And from here, bring a bit more movement into this one. Inhale, chest comes up a little bit. Exhale, hips are sinking tiny bit lower. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift. And exhale, down. Last one, inhale. You're going to keep the right hand down, reach the left arm up to the ceiling, open up. You're going to push down to lift a little bit higher, squeeze the left knee in towards the midline a bit more. For some reason, whenever the back knee is down, this for me is much harder. And then we're going to make it easier, at least for me. Tuck the back toes under and lift the back knee off the ground. Keep the bend in the front knee, still staying kind of close to the ground here. And then from this one, you're going to drop to the outer blade of the back foot first. And bring the left toes to face the left side of the rim. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, hips are sinking low towards the floor, just low enough for you to feel the left outer glutes. And then inhale, lift yourself back up and start straightening your left leg. We'll do this again. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, you're going to lift back up. Last one. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift back up. With a lot of control, as gracefully as possible, your left foot is going to step on top of the right. We're coming into side plank, and you have options. You can hold it here, or you can go into a back bend, into dancer's bridge, stepping the left foot behind you, and then lifting the hips nice and high. Once you do that, reach the left and towards the front of the room. Send the chest to chase your left hand. Good. How much more can you open your heart? I'm never going to get tired of asking that question. We'll do another breath here. And we're coming back to our side plank. If you went for a back bend with me, step your left foot on top of the right. An extra challenge for you. Lift the left foot off the right as you inhale. Exhale, your left hand goes down to the floor, three-legged plank. You already know there is an option. You can push yourself back and up from here, coming into down dog split. Or you can move through a three-legged vinyasa. I'm going for a vinyasa. If you're with me, go for it. But make sure the left foot doesn't touch the floor. And we're going to meet in the downward facing dog. This time the hip stays closed. Remember, it's not about how high the leg is, right? You're going to keep spinning the toes down to face the floor. And then maybe you can send the heel a little bit higher up to the ceiling. We'll do another deep inhale here. Exhale, the left knee's coming in and up. You're going to touch your forehead here. With a lot of control, step your left foot between the hands. Right heel spins down, 45-degree angle. Inhale, lift yourself up, warrior two. Very strong posture. Push the right hip forward, the left hip is going back. Try to bring the hips and the shoulders parallel to the front edge of the mat. We're going into another back bend. Open up the heart, cactus, the elbows, and the chest up. Good. And we're going to lower the hands back behind our tailbone. Bring the hands together, clasp them together, and try to bring the opposite thumb on top. This is going to feel a little awkward. Bend the front knee a little bit more. Keep the hands exactly as they are. Inhale, lift you up. Exhale, you're going to lower down, humble warrior, your left shoulder inside the left knee. The left knee is still very much bent. The right shoulder is going forward just like it did with the right hip. We're going to stay here for a couple of moments. Come back to your breath, if that's possible. I know I'm feeling this. Good. And with your next inhale, imagine someone is pulling you up through your hands. You're going to lift yourself up, but only halfway. Engage in your core. Create a beautiful diagonal line out of your own body, and then spin the right heel on top of your toes. You're going to bend the back leg and push off the right foot, flying into your warrior three variation. Keep the hands exactly as they are. They're going to help you open up the chest a bit more. But at the same time, keep looking towards the front of the room a little bit more so the chest is staying lifted. And from there, spin the right toes down to face the ground. We're going to stay here for another couple of moments. Remember about the breath. Good. And the next inhale lifts you all the way up to standing. Right foot meets the left. Release the arms. Close your eyes. Come back to your breath. Come back to your intention. Stay with me here. Good news. We're slowly going down to the ground from here. With me, inhale. Reach the arms all the way. Exhale. You're going to fold forward. Good. Let's do this again. Inhale. Half it. Heel to your feet about mid distance apart. Toes are going in, the heels are going out. Grab your ankles and start pulling the crown of the head down towards the floor. Bend the elbows sideways. Imagine you're doing a pull-up, but it's kind of upside down. It's weird, but you'll get the idea. Shoulders away from the ears. Neck is staying super long, and the more you bring the weight into the balls of your feet, the more you'll feel it in the hamstrings. Another thing, try to press into the outer blades of your feet a bit more. That's going to get you a nice stretch going down your glutes. And we're going to take another breath here. Good. And then let it go. Drop the hands under the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Heels in, toes out. You're going to bend the knees and come down into your yogi squat. Hands are coming out of the heart center of prayer. Lift the chest up. Use the elbows, push the elbows into the knees to open up the hips a little bit more. And make sure that all the weight is in your heels. Maybe you can even lift the toes off the ground. Who knows? Go crazy.
Good. And I promise you we're going down to the floor. We are, but we're going to do it in a very fun fashion. Lift the hips up. You're going to bring the arms through the legs and then place the hands behind your heels. The fingertips are facing the front of your mat. Just try, just go for it. And then imagine you're creating a shelf out of your triceps. Your body is ready for it. I can promise you that much. Try to sit on top of your triceps here and then start leaning back. As you lean back, you might start feeling lightness in your feet. Heel to your feet in a little bit closer together. And then maybe you lift the feet off the ground, squeezing the knees around the arms. If that worked, you can go a little bit further. You can start straightening the legs here, coming into Tichibasana. Good. If it didn't work, just keep playing. Why not? And very slowly, however you get there, we're lowering the hips down to the ground, keeping the feet up. That should have been fun. Grab the outer blades of your feet and pull the knees outside the rib cage. Seated balancing happy baby, just to catch the breath. I know I need it. Bear with me. The chest is going forward. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Neck is staying long. We're holding it for another breath. Good. And you're going to bring the feet together. Legs are still pointing forward. And when you feel ready, engage the core and reach the arms towards the front of the room. Shoulders away from the ears, neck is long. And if you can straighten the legs up. Let's take a deep inhale. Stay here for the exhale. Next inhale, lower halfway down, canoe, press the lower back against the ground. Exhale, lift yourself back up. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, lower down. And exhale, lift back up. Last one. Inhale, lower down. Hold it. Press the lower back against the ground. Hold it, hold it, hold it. We're going to reach, point the toes towards the front of the room. The gaze is towards your toes right now. I'm literally shaking, so if you're shaking, that's totally okay. We'll do another deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. You're going to relax your body all the way down on the floor. And let yourself rest. Let this be enough for the practice. This is how you get into your final shavasana pose. You deserve it, yogi. I really encourage you to stay here for the next 3 to 5 minutes. Just being, just feeling, letting the body take in everything you just did. And I want to thank you so much for practicing with me today. From my heart to yours, namaste.